What's his name? What's his name? I got nothing on a name. Come on, baby, what's the name? We threw out his name!
Guys, relax, bro. Your Magik mains are eating good this season. We got indirect buffs to Magik. She's a better dive character than she was last season. And on top of that, we got an X-Men homage Magik skin. And we don't even gotta pay for it. You have people getting the bare minimum of skins, like Captain America and his mustard. Meanwhile, we are getting the most glorious, the most epic, absurdly awesome, beautifully and aesthetically pleasing, absolutely heavenly Magik skins, patch after patch. But first, we need to cover logistics. You guys are wondering how Magik is getting buffed. How exactly is Magik better in this season than the last? It has to do with the environment of anti-dive and dive as a whole. Characters such as Magik, Black Panther, Spider-Man, and Iron Fist are now able to dive without getting punished and countered as heavily as they were in the last season. And this change is the result of them crippling the anti-dive utility to an extreme amount. Here we have the nerfs and buffs for Season 2. And let's go ahead and start talking about what exactly has changed for Magik and other dive characters in this season. So the first thing to talk about is the support characters. Adam Warlock received a heavy nerf on his cooldown for Soulbond, and cooldown was increased from 30 seconds to 40 seconds. Adam Warlock is one of Magik's easiest targets to kill. He has 250 HP, which is the lowest HP you can have in the game, and he doesn't have any good escape tools. The one counter Adam Warlock had against a Magik player or dive in general was his Soul Bond. If Adam was around other players and he activated his Soul Bond, you wouldn't be able to one-shot kill him anymore. Now that the cooldown has been increased to 30 seconds to 40 seconds, which, mind you, is going from half of a minute to a majority of a minute, Adam Warlock players are faced with two issues. One, because of increased cooldowns, Warlock players are unable to use their anti-dive utility as often. And two, they now have to think more about how they're going to use the Soul Bond strategically. Now that you can't use the Soul Bond as often, Adam Warlock has to be much more picky, and it's going to be also less incentivized to use the Soul Bond as a way to counter dive, because there are more rewarding opportunities in saving the Soul Bond for ultimates, such as Star-Lords and Scarlet Witches. You should start seeing Adam Warlocks using Soul Bond as a counter to dive a lot less. Loki is also in a very similar situation, where his domain, which are the stones, and is an extreme counter to dive characters, cooldown has been increased from 25 seconds to 30 seconds. Also massive because it provides the same exact issue to Loki support mains as with the Warlock mains. He's going to have his domain a lot less frequently than he did before, and Loki stones are capable of countering a few ultimates in the game. Now that his domain is going to be up less often, Loki players are going to have to be more decisive about when to use the domains and will be incentivized less so to use the domain to counter dive attempts and dive characters. Mantis also got nerfed. Her healing capabilities have been improved a bit, but that shouldn't really affect your ability to dive her. The one thing that you should note though is that she's been nerfed in the aspect of her base health has gone from 275 HP to 250 HP. Adam Warlock and characters like Adam are very easy characters to dive, not just because they lack tools to counter dive, but also because of their low HP. Magik is more easily able to one-shot combo a 250 HP character than she is with a 275 HP character. The fact that Mantis has had her health reduced means Magik is going to be able to kill Mantis easier and faster. Rocket also received an insane nerf. Got his cooldown for his jetpack dash extended from 6 seconds to 10 seconds, and the distance that he can dash has been reduced from 10 meters to 8 meters, meaning he's going to have his dash up less often, and when he does have his dash up, he's going to be able to dash a lot less farther away from you than he was previously. Rocket is going to be a lot easier to kill now with these nerfs, and again, that is a massive buff to dive characters this season. One thing I want to talk about is the Namor change. If you don't know, the Luna team up with Namor has been removed, and instead Namor gets a team up with Iron Man and the Hulk. And this is in the form of a squid that shoots a gamma charged laser as opposed to shooting Ice Blast from Luna's team up. I don't know if this is going to improve his ability to counter dive or if it's going to make it worse. I don't think anyone knows that yet. We need to really just play and test and find out if this is good or bad. But the one thing you should note is, as a whole, in terms of a meta environment, Luna was also a pretty decent counter to dive characters because she had her stun and because she has very strong burst heal capabilities. One reason why the Namor team up was so good wasn't just because of the Ice Squid, but it was also because it forced players to have to play two very strong anti-dive characters with one another, Luna and Namor. Now that you don't have to team up anymore, Namor players are going to find themselves playing without Luna a lot more often, and Luna players are going to find themselves playing without a Namor much less often as well. And so those are the massive changes that affect the dive meta in Season 2. Those are the changes you should care about, and those are the changes that are going to make Magik much stronger than she was in the last season. This is most definitely a buff to Magik overall, even though she wasn't directly buffed, and Magik mains should be very excited for this, as well as any other main of a dive character. Season 2 is an indirect buff to Magik and her ability to assassinate playstyle. The playstyle that we love. The playstyle that makes the enemy team put down their controller or break their keyboard. The playstyle that you see people complaining about on TikTok, on Twitter. Magik is back, and we are eating good this season.